Hey everybody, Brian Garcia, meteorologist, National Weather Service, San Francisco Bay Area, Monterey Bay regions. I am here today in the Santa Cruz County Emergency Operations Center recording the seasonal update for you. So let's jump right into it. Take a look at this picture. I pulled this off the web yesterday on the 23rd of July, Mount Tam. This has pretty much been our summer, just low clouds and fog and drizzle and light rain. I mean, it's really kind of been our summer months. And with that, the Climate Prediction Center back east, they pulled back on the idea of drought development likely for our area because of that marine layer being so deep. So kind of looking good for this period that goes through middle of July through the end of October. Look at these temperatures over the course of the summer so far. So this is May through the end of September. The brown areas, the average, red areas, record highs, shaded blue areas, record lows, and those blue bars are what we've seen so far this year through the summer months. But look at this, lots of temperatures in that brown area, even at the lower end of the brown area for Oakland here on the top graph, San Francisco downtown here on the bottom graph. So it definitely has been a little cooler than normal, which has actually been really kind of nice, to be honest. Livermore on the top here, Kentfield on the bottom, same type of story. Even out there in central Alameda County with Livermore, one of our hot spots, we've been on the cooler side, so it hasn't been bad. It's been very nice. Why is that? It's because of this the 500 millibar pattern for the month of June. We have been seeing the upper pattern up about 18,000 feet up here really kind of show as a trough. And this trough has kept us cool. So what did it look like last summer? Well, last summer, June, same time frame, we had a little bit of a trough, not bad. We had a little bit of June gloom, but check this out. July of 2024, that ridge really popped, and we had a multi-week heat wave across our state and across the West, really. July was just hot last summer. So what's it look like for the rest of the summer? Well, the 6 to 10 day forecast here, you can see on the left, we're in the shaded blue area, which just kind of says that we have a slightly higher probability of being below normal for temperature. So in other words, this cool trend continues. And precipitation over here, we have a slightly higher probability of being above normal for precipitation. So in other words, continue to expect a drizzle and maybe even some light rain across the area. The 8 to 14 day forecast, now we're looking at July 31st through August 6th. Near normal temperatures is what Climate Prediction Center is saying, and near normal for precipitation. So pretty much kind of same as what we've been seeing. Looking at the month of August, we have a kind of like that North Bay-ish area, so north of Dumbarton, pretty much. Higher probability of being above normal for temperature than beneath at equal chances, which is just means that there's no clear signal one way or another. From everything I'm looking at, it looks like we're going to remain on the cool side and kind of that coastal drizzle type stuff. So what we've been seeing for the last several weeks, and precipitation equal chances over here. As we get into the seasonal timeframes, and we're looking at like the kind of our core fire season, like August, September, October here, this is higher probability of being above normal for temperature. So they really haven't changed this much. If anything, they pulled back a little bit on the higher probability side, but we still remain with the higher probabilities. Equal chances for precipitation over here. And as we go into September, October, November, a slightly higher probability of being above normal for temperature and an equal chance for precipitation. So I don't see anything saying that that fall's going to come early or that we're going to have a fire season ending rain in October. I don't see any of that yet. So we'll have to really keep an eye on that. Let's take a look at some of the fuels for across the area. We're going to look from north to south. So we'll go from NCO2 all the way down to the Central Coast region. So really the main thing we want to look at here is the gray background line and how this dark blue line relates to that gray background line. Because that gray background line is the normals for a given time of year, and the dates are on the horizontal axis down there. And the blue is what we've been reading so far this year. If we're below that gray line, thumbs up, that means things have some moisture in the fuels and that we are below seasonal normals for the energy release component. So that's good. Mid-Coast of Mendocino, Bay Marine, way below the average, which is great. So we get down to the Diablo Santa Cruz Mountains, again, way below the average, which is fantastic because this is always one of the areas that I worry about because we're near a lot of populated areas. Then as we get down on the Central Coast interior, we're below that gray line out here. And then we get to the Central Coast, we're at like Big Sur type area. We've been sitting below for quite some time, and we're just going to remain that way. So it's really nice. But regardless, it is hot outside, even though it's not 110, 115. All it takes is temperatures in the 70s and 80s and leaving kids, pets, or elderly in the car unattended with windows up in hot areas, it can turn deadly fast. So let's keep this summer continuing to be safe and make sure that you take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and be good to one another. See everybody.